So I'm in a portable classroom, and I'm having a meeting with some schoolmates. But in the dream, these schoolmates have never existed in real life at all. They're just completely made up of my imagination, I guess. And
Okay.
we're sitting at a plastic table. You know those white little uh, coarse feeling tables with the fold out legs, that type of
Yeah.
table.
Okay.
And this one girl, I can't remember what she looks like at all, but and myself go off to another table to do a project. I can't remember what project it is at all, but I probably should have wrote that out at the time, but oh well. And then continuing, I'm interrupted by people who actually work in the office. Let me close the window. So I'm interrupted by people who actually work in the office the portable. I guess the portable turned into an office, basically, out of nowhere. And they're bringing me out of the room through a tiny little hallway and across and through another door into their office. And their offices are set up in, one has a table. Where I sit down in a chair, the woman has an L-shaped wood desk. Behind her is another woman sitting over there who has an also L-shaped desk, but her back is to us, basically. If that paints a decent picture, probably not. But and I just kind of sit there for a moment while they're typing on the computer about something about me, I'm thinking, and suddenly behind me, an ex-friend appears, and for context, he used to hit me and chuck shit at me and all this other stuff and laugh about it, right? Like it was all a joke. But anyways, he came over behind me, pulled me down onto the floor with a headlock, So he wrapped his arm around my neck and my head and pulled me down on the floor and flipped me onto my side. And he started to pour water from a bottle into my pocket, into the pockets of my pants, to make it look like I pissed all over myself. And after that, I was trying to stop him during that, obviously. And then after that, he finished pouring water into my pockets. He poured it all over my head. And I tried to fight back after the fact, but usually in a dream, you are weak, You're just a limp noodle, basically. And so he was laughing at me for being unable to fight him. And this office portable scene disappeared suddenly, and we're in sort of a type of wood barn looking place. It's not exactly a barn, but what do you call those things? Not an overhang. Is it an overhang? I don't know, but if that makes sense. But it looked like a barn with that style of wood.
Mm-hmm.
So he begins to get in his car, and his car is like, it looks like a Kia Soul, and it's red, and the windows are all tinted completely black. And I started to kick the rear bumper, and it was just sort of lightly denting. And this nurse, who apparently was his his nurse, to help his disabled self. She appears behind me from nowhere and realized what was going on. And so she gets pissed off, basically, and she starts, hitting the car as well, and breaking, and she ends up breaking the rear windshield. I look to my left, and there's a road that wasn't there before, and it's going, it's a 2-lane road, and a cop car is pulling up there on the road, but it can't really see us unless we actually, yell and shout or something to get the driver's attention. And for some reason, even though we didn't do anything, it takes notice. And as it's coming, I'm worried I'm going to go to jail for, hitting the ex-friend's car and damaging it and all this whatnot. So I immediately decide to turn around. And right as I turn around, the whole scene changes again to the back patio of our house. Or, I mean, not our house. What was grandma's house. And I decide to immediately flee inside. I go up the patio steps, right inside, through the sliding door, and everything looks exactly as it is, in real life. And I have this sense that the cops are after me. So I grab my ID and everything else important, and I try to hide all the guns I have that are just sitting underneath a chair. And to maybe lessen my chances of going to jail. But my sister's there also, following me around inside, being a nuisance as always, like teasing me, sort of like that, I'm going to jail, right? Or something like that. And the scene it was daylight, but also a sort of sunset. So it was, how this, sunlight has that orange tinge to it towards the end of the day. And suddenly, just as the sheriff comes in and starts to tackle me, the dream suddenly changes completely. It's early morning, like really early morning, say like 3:30 in the morning, and I get up. I wake up in the living room, and I think, shit, I gotta go to work. And let me tell you, this felt real because I'm doing everything I usually do when I wake up in the morning to go to work. But this, in the dream, I didn't take a shower first. And I was already dressed in my uniform, which is pretty weird thinking about it. But so I open the front door, and I sit down to put on my boots before I go to work. And as I'm sitting there tying the laces, I see this grayish black, massive Great Dane, come down the street from the east. It's going east to west on the street. And so basically that means from my right to my left. And but it comes onto our lawn, and it's sort of sniffing around, I guess. And I mean, it's maybe 56, it's about 60 meters from the street to the door, I guess. And I mean, from the lawn, from the edge of the lawn where it was. And suddenly I mean, I'm quiet, so it doesn't notice me, but it suddenly takes notice of me and immediately charges. You know, it goes, not charges, but full sprint towards me. And I'm freaking out because this is actually my worst fear, in real life, to have an animal coming after me when I'm getting ready in the morning. But again, it's coming for me, and right as it gets up in my face, like right there, I'm thinking it's gonna bite me right then and there, but it it doesn't. It just, I think it was, I think it didn't lick me, but it just sort of got right up in my face. And out of nowhere, the owner appears, and the owner also has a smaller Great Dane, but on a leash, and he's standing over by the lamppost, and he's not really caring at all that this dog, his dog basically ran up to me and was basically about to attack me, right? And the guy, the owner, he had this very specific look to him, like he was wearing a baseball cap, a snapback basically with a flat brim, a black t-shirt, short sleeve t-shirt, and black shorts, basketball shorts for reference, and tennis shoes, obviously, but that's irrelevant. And I could say this look, he looked oddly familiar, like I've known this person before, but I guess I didn't. So after, I wasn't exactly yelling at him, but I was scolding him for, letting his dog, what's the word, come after me, I guess. And uh, he calls his dog back to him, and as he does that, first a pack of dogs, random dogs, just come down the street from east to west, and they run by. Then a second pack of dogs, and these dogs take notice of us, and they stop in the middle of the street right in front of the house, and they're about to come to us. And as they do that, right as they start to run towards us, basically right before they're on top, I wake up. It's like, fuck, dude.